Mr. Hartgrave here with everything wrong with Marvel Strike Force. That's right. It's been a few weeks since we've been here and I have a few updates. I don't have a lot of updates, but I have a few very good updates that I wanted to give you on some of the issues that we've been tracking and just kind of raise awareness about what we're doing here since we haven't done it in so long anyways. Speaking of raising awareness, I want to raise your awareness about this. Gamers Outreach is a charity that empowers hospitalized families through play. They support over 360 hospitals and have over 1,400 go-karts deployed. A single go-kart unit is estimated to be in use between 8 and 16 hours and by 6 to 8 kids each day. A donation of $30 can buy a new controller, $60 can buy a new game, and $300 can buy a new console. Our goal is to raise $3,500. That's enough to build a full go-kart. The link to the donation page is below. And please join Mr. Hartgrave and Dorky Dad this Saturday, October 15th. We will be hosting and participating in a balanced PvP tournament. That's this Saturday, October 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you there and keep digging. Definitely make sure you drop on by to the tournament this Saturday coming up. And I got a video coming on the channel tomorrow. If you don't know what balanced PvP is, like me, we're going to be talking about that. But today we're talking about fixing Marvel Strike Force, everything wrong with Marvel Strike Force. If you don't know, if you're new to this, this is a series where I work with community manager Archangel to kind of curate issues that we might have a shot at actually fixing. And we are getting close on getting a couple of things improved, and I definitely want to let you know about those. If you want to kind of participate in this, there is a link down below to the server. The first step is you go over down to this channel called Everything Wrong with Marvel Strike Force, and you can put in your suggestions there of issues that you have with the game, and then I can determine whether we want to move them forward to this section of the website, which is up at the top of the website, which is the Fix MSF Today portion of the website. And this is where I'm going to spend a little bit of time in right now, and then we're going to talk about what's going on YouTube as well, which is even bigger. So that's going to come in a little bit. Definitely stay tuned for that. Okay, these are the issues that we're currently tracking, and I do want to just kind of cover these and talk about these because we haven't talked about it in a while. Number one thing, and this is the thing that we're going to see this happen probably sooner than everything else. Request that the campaign energy caps in more than 6 hours for event campaigns. When you do event campaigns, that energy, it's capped at 100. We want that expanded past 100. Seems like this is a matter of time. We might even see it as soon as the next event campaign, subject to change. So like next patch, we might see that. And when you see it, that's us. That's the Gravediggers that did that. So you can congratulate yourself when that happens. I'll be very excited about that. Next up, we requested that if you selected Sim on a Greek raid, it wouldn't default to having Sim selected on the Doom raid. That happened. This is already done. So that's great. Adding our voice to an ongoing issue does help push it through. So even if something that we're talking about here is already kind of in the works, we can help get it done sooner rather than later. That's an awesome one to see happen. One thing, the first thing we ever did was we did get the Gambit Orbs back in the game for a bit. That has been done. That's passed. We actually had a very, I personally had a hand in getting those Gambit shards. We just had the calendar a little bit ago, 15 Gambit shards on it. I was able to provide some information on that. Actually proved that my account was hit with bonus Gambit shards. So we did some of that as well, just to kind of be transparent about what's going on here. Okay, this is a big one, and we're going to have to come back to this, and I just want to make sure to let you know I haven't forgotten. Request to commit to making node 5 and 10 characters for Scourges farmable before Scourge events. And something, the next Everything Wrong with Marvel Strike Force we do, we're going to put forward new issues. because we've actually addressed most of what's on here. This is one that we have to kind of come back to. But on this same note, and I think what we might try to do too is kind of like, I don't know, that's for me to do. I need to package these up so that we're talking to the right person, because Boundless is a big company. There are many small teams working on this game, and it's important that when you package these issues up, you talk to the right team. That's just more for me than for you, but just to give you an insight into it. So yes, Node 5 and 10 characters should be farmable. The thing is even when they're farmable, which I don't even know if we have any Node 5 or 10 characters on nodes, but I want to make sure that if these characters, well, we do. We have Kate Bishop, right? Kate Bishop's on a node. Why don't we have like 2 times the shards for Kate Bishop leading up to like the Morgan Le Fay Scourge, like you would when we had a legendary release? The Scourges have replaced legendary releases, so we need to have the double drops before the iteration of the Scourge that needs the character. Like, they're just not treating it the same way they did for when we needed to get shards for legendary characters, because it's not direct anymore, but it's still the same thing. The more stars you have on the characters, the better you're going to do in the Scourge, the more stars you're going to get on the characters. So we need to treat that farmability just like we used to for the years previous. Voodoo as well, thank you, chat, has pointed out. Voodoo's on a note as well. So Voodoo, Dark Hunter should go ×2. Young Avengers should go ×2. And then that should apply to Squirrel Girl and Miss Marvel. So are we ever going to get new double shard events? Because all the ones we have in the game are based on the legendary characters that were released like years ago. It seems like something we've forgotten about, and I think it's time to be reminded about it. Okay. We have a request in here. I haven't heard a lot about the new player experience team. There is apparently a new player. I don't know what they've done or what they're doing. Seems like a lot of nothing. I don't know. We requested that they remove trait requirements from Dark Dimension 3, 4, and 5. I know this is being looked into. I think maybe we're on the verge of some announcements with this new player experience team, but I don't know. We need updates on that. We did request to add costumes as avatars. So when you get a new costume in the game, you should be able to set that as your avatar. They've said that that's very complicated to do. I would suggest keep putting reactions on this. If this gets up to like 600 reactions, we'll bring it back up. Absolutely, we will bring it back up. Next up, requested they do something about visibility of buffs and debuffs in battle. I've been told they're already looking at this, but I might have to take this cause up myself because I don't see anyone else talking about it. I know we're looking into phantom buffs. If you're worried about, if it bothers you when you look at the buffs on a character and maybe they don't really exist, that is being looked into. But the way that they're shown, it's very hard to tell how many buffs, and we have the buffs and debuffs are out of control, and we need a new system to kind of look at those. And another thing we could request is, adding a turn order indicator as well, which we don't have. Pretty much standard in these kind of games is some kind of turn bar indicator letting you know which character is going to go next. All we have are those little blue speed bars. It's not really enough. Unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of feedback on that. We might need more reactions on it. If you're looking at these 100s, that's how many people have reacted to it. I encourage you to go and react to these so that we can escalate these better. And more about that later. We're going to talk about the YouTube stuff is way more visible. In fact, this internal stuff going forward might only be for me. And then the stuff we're doing on the YouTube community area, that might be the only stuff that like the community managers, the developers see, which they will see. All right, we requested to remove Wolverine and other obtainable characters from the premium. The premium orb is still a disaster. I expect that we are going to get some kind of rework on the premium orb, or at least get the featured characters out of there. Kestrel and Deathpool have been in there an insane amount of time. It's time for them to go, but I feel like we do have to put a pin in this and come back to it. Unfortunately, we requested to have separate leaderboards for Blitz for people who already have 7 stars. And man, I'm feeling that right now with this Blitz event that's going on. And we'll talk about that too. I really hate getting like 100 million. I'm going to get like 100 million points on this Blitz. And there's people out there that want Taskmaster shards. I want you to have them. And I'm sorry that they're running a Blitz event during Taskmaster. I want to be removed from those leaderboards. Unfortunately, I have been told this is going to be quite involved. The technology does exist because we use it for Scourge. We definitely use it for Scourge. People coming into the new Scourge that we have coming up, Rogue, I'm not going to be in the milestones that you're in. I'm going to be removed from those. So we really need that to happen for Blitz. But this might take a little longer before it happens. But we're definitely still on that. That's still on our minds. People have requested this a lot. And I'm not sure, guys. I'm going to need to see more reactions on this. I'm on the verge of removing this. People want the ability to upgrade items, like take green ability mats and turn them into blue, blue into purple, purple into orange. And I think it's very dangerous to do that. I don't think it's smart to do that. If you're going to keep playing the game for years and years and years, it's better to have an insane surplus of old gear that you can then that you never have to worry about that. When a new character comes to the game, I put all the green mats, all the blue mats, all the purple mats on them. I don't have to think about it at all. Now, if I got really desperate and weird, I would convert all that stuff into orange, and then I would have to start farming that stuff again, or create my own weird bottlenecks. And I don't know. I'm not a fan of it, and it looks like it's not really taking off here on the server as well. And when things aren't really taking off on the server, I will remove them from this. I remember them, so if you bring it back up, I'll be like, yeah, people didn't like that idea, but I don't know. I think this is a really kind of not the best idea. All right, moving on. And this we saw happen as well. So this is something we got to add our voice to. We didn't really spearhead this issue, but as request, the character selection should always start empty. And this is happening now. Your teams are well, wait, is this? Okay, Cosmic Crucible does start empty now. It doesn't start up with your teams in it, and that's a good thing, right? Is that confirmed? I feel like this isn't happening. Is this happening? We'll check it out later on. Then tomorrow we have some Cosmic Crucible attacks, and we'll confirm that one. But I was told this was happening. I think it is. Good. All right, next up. And this is happening now too. Request that our rosters be directly connected to Marvel Strike Force, MSF.gg. I had nothing to do with this. Oh, good. My chat's confirming it does, in fact, work in Cosmic Crucible now. That's good, because that was really bugging us. This is in beta, so my roster is directly connected to MSF.gg. You will have that opportunity very soon. They should be rolling that out shortly. I don't know. There's this weird rumor now that Mr. Negative is only going to be released through the web store. Honestly, not enough people are, and I understand why. I understand why people don't want to use the web store. And this comes in all the time as well. Like people are like, the web store shouldn't be required. The web store shouldn't be required. This is unfair. Look, the web store is required. Okay, it just is. There's nothing we can do about it. It's going to be required from now until the end of the time. And because the community is resistant to adopting it, now we might actually make it so that a character only gets released through a web store, which sucks, but you're kind of doing it to yourself, community, because you're refusing to play ball. And they're going to keep forcing your hand more and more and more. I like it when they do it with value. So I like it better when they add tools that are useful to us that promote us to connect to it. But if they got to do a character release to get your attention, then maybe they have to do that too. All right, here's the deal. And I'm going to take this off the list right now because this is over. This is not happening. This is an update that I got, and this is a very real update. We've wanted to be able to put red stars directly on our characters for a very long time. This will never happen, and let me tell you exactly why it won't happen. Because people refresh the red star promotion store way too much. Allegedly. Way too much. People spend way too many cores, allegedly, on the red star promotion store. So every time you refresh that with your cores, allegedly, it pushes back any kind of good improvements to the Red Star Elite store, allegedly. So what I would suggest is not ever refreshing that goddamn store. Because when you do these things, you vote with your actions, and that's not allegedly, that's real. So when you buy shitty offers, when you core for, extra refreshes on a store, or whatever it may be, you are telling the game developers, this is okay by me and I like it. So you got to stop doing that. And I cannot push this issue forward because it's very clear from where I'm sitting that it's not going to go away because people are just too goddamn anxious and they are spending way too many cores on the Elite store. Allegedly. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. That's gone. I can't push that forward. All right. Request that when we get 7 yellow stars on a character that it be removed from the stores. I love this suggestion. I don't know. It's being looked into. I'm hoping that this gets done. I don't know. There's a lot of reactions on this to reduce the cost of all orange gear in stores. I kind of feel like it's not going to happen, but I'll keep pressing for it as long as you keep reacting for it. We should have a milestone 3 orb by now. It's been data mined, whatever that means, whatever that's good for. I'm hoping it comes sooner rather than later. When it does happen, I'm going to circle back to this. In fact, let me go ahead and put a pin in this. Let me go ahead and actually get the pin reaction. Here we go. Pin. There we go. We'll put a pin in that because I think we need to come back to that once the milestone 3 orb actually hits the game, which has been, it's way overdue in my opinion, in everyone's opinion. We need the milestone. Like, what characters are they even going to put in there? Just a bunch of, it's going to be a bunch of characters that are useless right now. But then we need to make sure that we get a new one 6 months from now and not like 2 years from now. It's insane. This is a note on here letting people know that if it's under 400 reactions, I'm not even going to consider them. At this point, we need to have 400 reactions or more. And at 600 reactions, then we move that forward to YouTube, which we're going to talk about in a second. Along with the campaign energy being increased, event campaign energy going from 100 to, I don't know, more. I also want to see it, and I meant to have the screenshot last time, but I have it this time. We got to get rid of this problem. I mean, everybody that has done this has hard farmed these nodes like I've suggested to do for 600 cores a day has run into just this. We need to get rid of this. This has got to change. These need to be divisible by 70. I feel like this is an oversight when we overhauled the campaigns, but it's something that we need to fix at this point. I really hope that this can get fixed along with the energy cap. I hope it doesn't have to become its own whole issue. It just seems really, really stupid. This is one that you guys just don't care about, which is sad. I'm going to leave it on here until next week, and I'm hoping it gets more reactions. We got to care about new players, or else we're not going to have new players, and then there's no game. You guys understand that, right? I don't know if you understand that. Anyways, lower level players only get 15 save squads. What the hell? Give them 30. Why not? Who does that? Where is this new player experience team, and why aren't they giving the new players 30 teams instead of 15? That's stupid. The Teal War Orb did appear in a data mine. Once again, for whatever that means, but it seems like it is on its way. Keep an eye out for it. Keep hoarding that elite currency. I don't know if that makes it more likely to happen or less likely to happen, but should happen someday. This is one that I want to put a pin in and that I have to be careful about talking about. Request the option to retreat, same as forced closing, be present in all game modes. Something is going to happen with this soon, subject to change, allegedly. And when that thing happens, subject to change, allegedly, I will bring this back up. Because I think it's only going to happen allegedly in one game mode. But I think that subject to change, it will be good. And when that happens, I will bring this back up because then I would like this thing everywhere. If it is true and it happens. Seems like it should. Subject to change. Okay, next up. This is really being looked at. The ability to favorite campaign nodes. The community's been heard that we want this. I think you really made your voices known when the find feature was broken. That really got people fired up and really kind of moved this issue forward. I'm kind of excited about this one. I think it would require them doing a lot of work, so it might take some time, but it's definitely something we're checking out. Okay, that's all we have for the ongoing issues. Let's go over to the let me show you what we really need to work on, okay? A lot of people watch. I should have led with this at this point where we're 20 minutes into the video and everybody watching my video at this point has already voted. But if you haven't, please go to the community tab and please vote on all of these. Doesn't matter which one you pick. If you agree with them, if you don't, the more votes, the more power we have. This is the one that we have the most votes on. This is the one I want to talk about right now is Blitz Rotations because I'm in the middle of it with Community Manager Archangel and we're both starting to lose our mind. It's the second day of hardcore blitzing and it sucks and we need some Blitz reform. We need some Blitz change. So please, if you don't vote, if you don't do even just one thing, go and put a vote on this. We need to either cap Blitz Rotations at 6 or 4. It's at 8 right now and it's full broken. You can like pull your rotations over to other days. You can basically nonstop blitz the first day of any blitz. It sucks. Or change the cooldown to 1 hour. That would fix a lot of things too and make things just so much more manageable and wouldn't even reduce any screen time if they care about that. Anyways, finally today I am going to give you an update on me and Archangel. Like I said, we are hardcore blitzing for the Helicarrier Clash. CM Archangel has been updating me every 2 hours and he's hating it. He's losing his mind. He absolutely hates Blitz. He's up to 26,491. He wanted me to say to you that he has done this before. He did this once before, back when Beast came out. He hardcore blitzed for Beast. But so much has changed since then. It's actually like, I don't know, it feels there's more teams and it's worse and you get less. It sucks. So we're really letting them know about it. We're really raising a lot of awareness. I'm beating them by a few thousand points here. I'm almost at 33,000 points because I'm a master blitzer. All right, that's it, everybody. Make sure you vote on YouTube. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment down below. And grave diggers, keep digging. But myself keeps slipping.